Good day, everyone. I picked up a couple of watch bands. My old one was starting to fall apart. I was worried I was going to lose my watch, so I caught it. It actually broke, but it broke when I was inside. And, if I would have been out doing something, boating or hiking or something, yeah, I probably would have lost my watch. So, word of caution, replace your watch band if it's starting to get worn out. And most watch bands in this style, they only have one of these clasps on here. My original Garmin one broke a long time ago, and I used a rubber band or something on there. But this one has two on here, so I really like this band. It's sort of made for wrist sizes. I think max is 8 inches, and the smallest is around 5 or 4 3/4, around there. They're both about the same. As a generic band, this is probably my first choice. It's probably going to fit most people. Oh, and another tip when you're trying to find the right band for your watch, the most important thing to look for is the width of the band where that pin is. My watch is 20 millimeters. I don't know if it's focused on there, but it's 20 millimeters. Some watches are different, so that's the most important thing. That's the key right there. So check that out. And the reason I say that, because this is a different style of band. Again, this one's silicone. The problem with this band, for me, it's fine. My wrist is about 7 inches in circumference, I guess it would be. And it fits really well. The problem is if you have a very small wrist or a large wrist with this style. Because how it operates, you come around here, say you have a very small wrist and you have to put it into one of the smaller settings, and then the idea is when it's on, this slides underneath. And the problem is if you have a really small wrist, this actually ends up, first of all, it'd be hard to get this for that far in, and then it's going to overlap on the back of the watch. It's going to mess it up. It's going to be uncomfortable. Now, you could probably trim this off with some scissors. I haven't done that on a watch band before, but it is silicone, so I don't think it's going to hurt it. So just be aware, with this style anyway, you're not going to have that problem with this. Now the next thing is if your wrist is very large, let's go over to here, and let's say you only have this much that can go underneath. So it doesn't really have a lot of bite to grab onto your wrist. So I'm a little bit skeptical of this. For me, as I say, I don't worry about it falling off with the size of my wrist, but for example, it doesn't, as I said, it doesn't have a lot of bite. So if you might catch it on your sleeve or something, or whatever you're doing, maybe working on the car or whatever. And if you pop this out, then she's gone. It's going to disappear on you. But as I say, with me, I'm actually come in at around in here. So I have a good segment that comes up the side of the watch, so it's unlikely that this is going to get pulled out and come undone. But said all around, I'd go with this one. They come in different colors. Oh, and nowadays for replacing the watch bands, if you're unsure how they work, I can speak to the Garmin's anyway. They're really easy to replace the band. And if you get confused, if you lost your band already or it's broken, just put the watch down, 12 o'clock at the top, 6 at the bottom. Just start with the long one goes normally at the 6 o'clock position. And these are really easy to take out. So there's a pin in here. And nowadays they made it easy. As I said, there's a little tab on here on the pin. It's spring loaded. So you just pull back on that and you can lift it out. And away you go. In the old days, you'd try to take these pins out. You'd have to get in there with something, and usually they went flying out at high speed and you never found them again. So again, if you want to put it together, start with the opposite end of where that little push tab is, and hopefully I can pop that in. Whoops. Here we go. Attempt 2. There we go. It snapped in. Okay, so we're all set with that. My other piece of advice, these silicone bands, people claim to be allergic to them. Really, honestly, I'm sure there's some cases where people are allergic to them, but I'm going to say that probably the majority of the time, what it is, people don't clean their watches enough. They get a buildup of old dead skin in here. They're out in the heat and it's hot, and it just gets, it gets gross in there. Probably bacteria all grows in there. And you end up getting a big rash on your wrist. I actually used to get a rash on my wrist, and I thought I was allergic to them, but really what I found is I started cleaning my watch band. Every time I had a shower, I'd get some soap and clean off the watch band really good, and that solved my problem. So if you're having any issues with an issue on your wrist with a rash or something, that's probably what's causing it. I bet a lot of money on that one. What else can I tell you? I think that's about it. Oh, if you're looking for these bands, whoops. So let's just do a quick look here. I'm not going to put a link because I'm not promoting the watches. I don't make money off them, and I don't want that appearance, so it's all up to you. You can get to these. They're on Amazon, both of them, of course. But this is just type in, you don't have to type in a whole bunch of stuff. Just type in this name here, and you could just put that and then band. However that's not even really a word to me, but whatever. And they have bands for all kinds of watches, so this is kind of a generic video. The other one, that's the name of it. So you could just type in MELIYA and then band. It's going to bring them up, so not a big deal. Anyway, I hope this was helpful and you enjoyed the video. Please give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. It just helps people find the video. Whoa, gee. I'm going to have to blur that little part out there. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. Take care.